Lately, I've been reflecting a lot on my own journey as a photographer and videographer. Maybe it's because I just did a wrap-up video for our old YouTube channel. Maybe it's because I just purchased cloud backup storage and have been slowly backing up all of our data. But oh my God, I used to really suck. And this is nothing new. I mean, lots of other YouTubers have done videos where they laugh about where they started as a photographer or videographer. I actually think it's really important to be able to poke fun at yourself and to laugh about how far you've come in your journey. But I also think it's really important for new photographers and videographers to just know how long the road ahead is. And while it's great that you can watch tons of tutorials and learn a lot from them, and you can learn a lot from free videos on YouTube, you still have to put years of work into your craft before you even scratch the surface of your potential. There will be times when you're on fire, you're completely motivated and just bursting with creativity. But there will also be times where you're completely unmotivated and just left wondering if this creative field is even right for you. You really just have to recognize that there are no ups without the downs, and there's no motivation to get better if you never feel like your work sucks. It's all just part of the process. But what about me? How did I get started in photography? Unfortunately, I don't have one of those inspiring origin stories. You know, where you bond with your grandpa over photography and you still have his Canon AE1 in the attic somewhere. Yeah, none of that here. I was simply just always interested in photography. I finally got a job, I had some money, so I invested in a Sony RX100 Mark III. And of course, I sucked. But I was really enthusiastic about learning how to take high quality images. And notice I didn't say beautiful works of art. Back then, photography to me was all about those crispy images and those blurry backgrounds. But soon I wanted to do more. And by more, I mean have a wider lens for landscapes and have a longer zoom for wildlife and sports. So, to my parents' demise, I invested in a Sony a6000 and got started collecting interchangeable lenses. Photography to me back then was such a technical pursuit. I didn't really care about the lighting, I didn't really care about the composition, I didn't really care even what story I was trying to tell with the images. It was all about the exposure, the focus, and what background I had for the subject. And of course, when it came to post-production, I was only concerned with squeezing as much information as I could into the image. I wanted to see all the highlights and all the shadow detail. I mean, after all, what's the point of buying an expensive camera if you can't utilize the dynamic range? But if I'm honest, I'm actually really glad that I was so technical back then, because only a year after I started, I was fortunate enough to start a part-time job at a wedding photography company. Now I was being thrown into these wedding days as a second shooter, literally no idea what I was doing, but I knew that I had to quickly learn and adapt to survive. And over the course of 2.5 years at that job, I feel like I made some pretty huge improvements. I worked my way from being a second shooter at the smaller weddings all the way to being head photographer for the entire company. Learning about proper color and contrast while editing, retouching techniques in Photoshop, proper lighting, composition, how to do event work, portraiture, just everything, even managing clients and making sales. My time at that company has really just helped me accelerate my growth as a photographer and just gave me a platform from which to jump into starting my own business. I remember feeling so confident that we were ready to start our own business, that we could create something unique and special. But of course, reality sets in, and you find yourself months into your business with only a handful of portfolio pieces to your name. Nobody's calling, and nobody's really interested. But the beauty in going through that is you really have time to humble down and just develop your business. We had time to experiment with video, start a YouTube channel, and just slowly work at improving. Sure, we made some terrible vlogs, and we even accidentally unleash the rage of the Fuji fan club by experimenting with gear reviews. But we never stopped, and slowly we saw ourselves improve. And before we knew it, we were actually shooting both photo and video for our very first wedding in May of 2019. This wedding was a huge validation for us, coming away with gorgeous imagery of a truly gorgeous couple. We also knew that this wedding was a huge break for us, and it didn't take long after posting it online for other couples to reach out to us and want photo and video taken of their wedding day as well. Then we set our sights on commercial work as well, hoping to supplement the wedding side of our business with doing photo and video production for local companies and entrepreneurs. As you might have guessed, we didn't get off to the best start. But with time, patience, and a little bit of luck, we finally got things going, and we're so excited about where that side of the business is heading. There were really so many times where I could have gotten hung up on not being ready. So many times where I could have submit to my fear and just ran away. But if you let your fear stop you from trying new things, then you'll never grow. Instead, you have to use that fear to push you to over-prepare and to rise to the occasion. You have to listen to the doubts telling you that your photography isn't good enough, so that it pushes you to go out there and make some better images. It's all about the process of continually learning, continually growing, and just trying to improve as much as you can, as often as you can. It's funny even looking back at something as recently as 2 years ago when we started our company. We've completely overhauled everything from how we capture photo and video to how we edit photo and video, what kind of lighting we like to use, even the direction of our company and how we post our work online. Just constantly trying to iterate the company forward to the point where we're happy with the results. It's important to know that nobody is an amazing photographer right out of the gate, and nobody runs a perfect business their first try. It's all about playing the long game, putting in the work, learning from your mistakes, and maybe, just maybe, you'll find success. Yeah, I still suck. Hey guys, thank you so much for checking out this video, and if you did find it relatable, inspiring, or just entertaining, I would absolutely love it if you let me know how you got your start in photography or videography. Has it been all that you thought it would be? And what has been some challenges that you've faced? I really want this channel to be a place for inspiration and community, sharing things that I've learned on my journey as a photographer, videographer, and now business owner, and hopefully helping others that are in a similar place. I'm by no means an expert, but that's the whole point. We can learn together and grow together and all become better creators. All right, thanks again for watching, guys. Hope to see you in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next one.